Hello, hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about C tokens. Myself Shankar, I'm working as assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, RMD Engineering College, Chennai. So now we are going to discuss about tokens in C. So before going to discuss deeply about C tokens, let us know what is tokens. In C language, program can contain so many individual units. So each individual units in a program is called as a token. The tokens are usually referred as individual text and punctuations in the text. Generally, the C tokens are keywords, identifiers, constants, and operators. In this video, we are going to discuss only two of the C tokens. One is keywords and another one is identifier. Let us see what is keyword. The C keywords are reserved words by the compiler. The keywords cannot be used as variable name. Generally, we can say that the keywords cannot be used as an identifier. So whatever the identifier name we are assigning, the name should not be a keyword. So let us see later what is an identifier. And all keywords must be written in lowercase. So whatever the keywords we are using in C language, the keywords are written in the lowercase letters only. And next, keywords are predefined and it has standard meaning. The user or programmer doesn't have any rights to change the keywords meaning. Right? So whatever the keywords which we have defined already, so it has the same meaning. So we don't have any rights to change its meaning of the keyword. And some of the keyword has been listed in this slide. And auto, continue, else, sign, register, care, for, short, double, if, long, while, typedef, extend, static, unsigned, int, volatile, switch, case, do, return, const. So here const is actually defined in capital letter C. It should not be capital C. So it has be small letter C because the previously we had the rules that all keywords must be written in lowercase letter only. And go to struct. Struct is also small s only. So struct is a keyword. We should not use capital letters. A break, default, enum, size of, union, float, and voice. So these are the few list of keywords which are available in C language. Next, let us see identifiers. So the definition about identifiers is identifiers are the names you supply for the variable, types, functions, and labels in your programs. So generally what we can say is in our program, whatever the names, whether it is variable name or function name, array name, structure name, union name, label name, whatever the name which we have defined by the programmer, we can say is all are an identifiers. Identifiers Identifier names must be a meaningful. For example, suppose if you are defining a variable called student names, we cannot give the name as roll numbers because the variable name is a student name. If you are giving a roll number as a variable name for getting student name, it is not a meaningful. So whenever you are defining an identifier, the identifier name must be a meaningful and they are reserved for special use. So whatever the identifier you are defining in the program, they are reserved for special uses. And you create an identifier by specifying it in the declaration of variable, type, or function. So whatever the identifier, whether it is variable or function or structure or array or union, whatever the identifier you want to use in a program in future, it must be declared early. And they have listed some of the rules for naming a variable. So uh, if you want to declare a variable, so it is variable or function, whatever it may be, so it's generally we can call it as identifier. So there is some set of rules for defining an identifier, whether you may define variable or function name or structure name or any other array name, whatever it may be. So generally, the following rules have been followed while defining an identifier. So a variable name or an identifier name can be any combination of alphabet, digits, and underscore operators. So the whatever the identifier you are defining here is actually given as a variable. So generally we have to call it as an identifier. So variable is also one of the identifier. So we can conclude a variable is an identifier. So we can follow the same rules for defining all the identifiers. A variable name can be any combination of alphabets, digits, and underscores. So here underscore is an operator. So except underscore, no other operators are allowed. And next, variable should not start with the digits. So whatever they have given in the first rule, the variable name can be any combination of alphabets and digits, but it should not start with a digit. It maybe starts with alphabet or underscore, but it should not start with a digit. So the first character must be an alphabet or underscore. It should not be a digit for the first character, and no commas or blank spaces are allowed within the variable name, and no special symbols can be used in a variable. Also, keywords are we should not use as to define a identifier. So these are the some set of valid identifiers, invalid identifiers. The left hand side they have mentioned valid identifier names, and right hand side it has defined valid invalid identifier names. Don't confuse with the here it has been defined variable and I'm saying identifier because variable is also one of the identifier. So you just see the first identifier is roll number. It starts with an alphabet, right? So no problem, right? Because it starts with an alphabet, there is no operators other than underscore, right? And there is no digits also, no problem. So it perfectly and valid identifier. The second one is underscore roll number. So we have discussed that. You just see the rules. The first character must be an alphabet or an underscore. So the first letter is an underscore, so followed by alphabet. So that is fine, right? So it is valid identifier. The next one, roll number 0, 1, 2, 3. You just see the first rule. A variable name can be any combination of alphabets, digits, and underscore. But variable should not start with the digits. So here the third one is roll number 0, 1, 2, 3. It's a combination of alphabets and numbers. It doesn't start with the numbers, digits. So it is also identified. So you may have a doubt because here no commas or blank space are allowed for defining an identifier. But here every identifier is separated using commas. So you may have a doubt why we are using comma. Here the comma represents that it's separating. These are all different identifiers, right? Yes, and next one is name. It's a valid identifier. Next underscore name is a valid identifier. Next one is name 0. It is also valid identifier. So coming to the second on the right hand side, invalid variable names. We just see hyphen roll number, right? Hyphen roll number. What we have said is among the operators only underscore is allowed. Other than that, no other operators are allowed to define an identifier, but here we have used initially hyphen. Hyphen is not allowed to declare as an identifier. And next, second, roll space number. Roll space number. Just see the last second rules. No commas or blank spaces are allowed for defining a valid identifier, right? See here, role space number is there. So it is an invalid identifier. So identifier should not start with a digit. So, but here the third one is 1, 2, 3 starts with a digit. So it is also not valid identifier. Next is plus name. So no operators other than underscore is allowed. So it is invalid. Name hyphen, it is invalid. 7, name. No identifier is started with the digits, right? So first letter must not be a digit. So here the last one is also an invalid identifier. Next, let's just see examples on simple example program with this identifier names. Okay, so on the next. So here this is a program. In program, each individual units are called as C tokens. I said in the definition itself, we have discussed that in a program, each individual units are um, tokens, right? So here, text, operators, keywords, every individual units are tokens. In this program, hash is there. Hash is one token. Next include is a text, one token. And next less than is a symbol token. stdio is a text token. Dot is a token. H text is a token. Greater than symbol is a token. Next you see second line, void is a keyword. So here, what are the words which are highlighted with the white color? These are all actually called as keywords, right? All the keywords are must be in the lowercase letters, right? So here, void is a keyword, and main is a text. Next, int is a keyword. So each individual units, all the individual units are is actually called as tokens. So here, in this case, uh, we are using an identifier as variables. So the variables, general form for the variables is data type and variable name. Each variable name can be separated by using commas, right? So you just see here, int is a variable. So we have defined three variables, a, and another one is b, and another one is c. So here totally we have defined three variables, right? So totally we have defined here three variables, a, b, and c. So each three variables are separated by using commas, and the variable declaration must be terminated with semicolon. So here I have get two input, that is for a and b, and I have taken sum up for a plus b and stored in c. Finally, I have printed C values, right? Let us check whether the output is correct or not, right? So control, just I'm running this program. So 45, 34, and 6. So there are two variables we have given, right? Two values actually we have given. So 4 is one input and 6 is another input. So 4 plus 6 is 10. So it has displayed the value. So here the identifier we have used is variables. So we can test all the values, right? So whether it is valid or invalid. So the first letter must be alphabet. First letter must be a alphabet and followed by any number. So if I'm given any number, you just check whether it is working or not, right? You just listen here, it doesn't show any errors. The errors are zeros, right? So suppose for this next rule, it has been specified, it does not start with any numbers, but it may be a combination of numbers, but it should not start with the numbers. So here I'm given 1a, right? So you just see while typing 1 before a itself, it shows red color, it is a highlighted red color. Even though if you are running this program, it shows an error. See, it shows errors. The errors are undefined symbol, A, B, C, because the A is preceded with 1, because the identifier variable name should not be starts with digits. That's why it shows an error. And next, underscore is allowed. First letter underscore or alphabet is allowed. So we generally just check whether it is correct or not. Yes. It shows that undefined symbol A because there we have defined underscore A, here we have given A. That's why it shows. So now if you are checking this statement, it doesn't show any error. Right? So whatever the identifier you are declaring, okay, because in this line is also we are using A. So we just change this A as underscore A. Right? So wherever you have declared the variable name must be same. It should not be different. So that it has shows undefined symbol A, because initially we have declared underscore A, and in scanner we have used underscore A, but while calculating C equal to A plus B, we have not used underscore. That's why it shows an error. Right? So it's fine. Right? So before that, the first letter maybe underscore or alphabet, it works with fine bit, but it should not start with a number. If it starts with number, it shows an error, but it may be allowed. So it may be, it will be allowed the combination of alphabets and numbers, but the first letter is number means it is not allowed, right? Yes. So this is what about identifier rules, right? So thank you all for watching this video lecture series. Thank you once again.